In this lesson, we are going to treat font size and style. Now, we have already dealt with font size in previous lessons. There are many units you can use to set the font size. You can use absolute units like pixels or points, or you can use relative units like EM or REM. The text size of an element is determined by the text size of the element's parents. Now, we know that because it inherits the value. This all begins with the main element of the entire document. I am talking about the HTML tag, which usually has a default size of 16 pixels inherited from web browser. In CSS, the font style property is used to specify the style of a font. Now, here are common styles we can use. We have normal, italic, oblique, and inherit. Let's try a couple of the font style values and see the results. The first we will try is the italic font style, which will either use an italic version or simulate italics with oblique. Italic is a specific font style where the font family has a separate font file specifically designed to be slanted. Now, it's often considered to be more legible and elegant. Now, compared to oblique, oblique is the simulated slanting of a font that doesn't have an italic version. So let me explain what this means. It means that some fonts have different versions, and one of them could be italic. So if I specify italic, it will use that font. Now, there are some fonts that don't have specific versions of italic. In that case, if I say italic, it will try to simulate an italic by using oblique, which is a simulated slanting of the font. Now, at the end, the difference between oblique and italic is subtle, and sometimes it's hard to spot the difference. So there isn't an issue if there isn't an italic version for a font. The inherit value can be used for the font style property to allow an element to inherit the font style value from its parent element. For example, if a parent element has a font style property set to italic, and a child has a font style property set to inherit, the child element will also be displayed in italic. If the parent element doesn't have a font style set, the element will inherit the default value of normal. The normal value for font style refers to the default font style for a given typeface. Now, this is typically a Roman or upright style as opposed to italic or oblique style. It is the default value. In CSS, font width property is used to specify the width or boldness of a font. And here are possible values: normal, bold, bolder, lighter. We have numeric numbers that specify numeric scale of font width from 100 to 900. We also have inherit, which of course determines if the font width should be inherited. We have text transform, which controls the capitalization of a text. It can be used to change the case of the text to uppercase, lowercase, or capitalize the first letter of each word. Now, this can be used to ensure consistency in the presentation of the text across the website. Now, what are the possible values of this text transform? You have none, uppercase, lowercase, capitalize. Let's go through some quick examples of using text transform. The capitalize value capitalizes the first letter of each word in a text. This means that all letters except the first letter of each word will be in lowercase. The uppercase value converts all the letters in a text to uppercase. Similarly to the uppercase value, the lowercase value converts all the letters in a text to lowercase. CSS text decoration is a property that is used to apply a decorative effect, such as underlining to text. The value of the property can be set to underline, overline, line through, or none, so depending on the desired effect. For example, to underline a piece of text, you would set the text decoration property to underline. The default value is none. We will go through a few examples. The underline value adds a horizontal line beneath the text. The overline adds a horizontal line above the text. The line through adds a horizontal line through the middle of the text. Sometimes this is also known as a strike through.